Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, fellow humans. Today we'll be exploring the meaning of a beautiful attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Kareem. Al-Kareem is the generous one. His greatest generosity is His mercy, through which He forgives when He could punish. He fulfills His promises. He has promised for good deeds. In His generosity, His rewards surpass all expectations. He also promises punishment for the sinner. That is called Al-Wa'id, the threat in accordance with which all who sin should expect punishment. Yet He in His divine judgment finds extenuating circumstances, and in His generosity He forgives our shortcomings. He is generous to those who take refuge in Him. You need not ask intermediaries to stand in His presence. He knows your difficulties and your needs before you know them yourselves. In His generosity, He gives help satisfying your needs even before you ask. The generous among human beings are those who have received more of Allah's generosity than others. Their gift is generosity itself. Those are the people who are not content when they are not able to give or to help others. The generous among human beings do not always receive recognition or thanks. On the contrary, they are bothered with increasing demands. Petitioners from far and near crowd around them. The generous person should be thankful and know that this is a sign that Allah has accepted the services of His servant and has increased His honor. One should not try, one should not be proud. Those are the dangers. For people in need, hopelessness and doubt of the generosity of Allah are also the dangers. And it is dangerous for the sinner, no matter how enormous his sin is, to doubt Allah's mercy and His generosity. So my dear, who is Abdul Kareem? Abdul Kareem is a witness to the infinite generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and acts in accordance with it. Such a person is able to fully appreciate Allah's generosity, knowing that none of that which is given to us is ours. Our faults and weaknesses. So does Abdul Kareem overlook our faults and hide them from others. As Allah forgives our unthankfulness, so does He. Allah says in Surah Al-Fatir from ayat 6 to 7, O man, what beguiles thee from thy Lord, the generous who created thee, then made thee complete, then made thee in best of states. Whoever receives the divine generosity is unworthy and certainly does not deserve it, yet as Allah hides. It is said that when Hazrat Umar heard these verses, he answered Allah's question by saying, It is your generosity itself, O my Lord. Hazrat Muhyiddin ibn al-Arabi says that this comment of Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu has its purpose to attract others' attention to their state, which resembles the spoiled children. Compared to the immeasurable bounties of Allah, the generous, the sins and the revolt of servant become minute and inconsequential. The servant in whom He manifests His graciousness knows no bounds in his giving and finds no fault in the ungratefulness of those who take His gifts. Al-Kareem, the most generous one, is often written in the Holy Quran together with Al-Jalil, the Mighty One. This is because Allah's might and power may be associated with unescapable punishment and lead the believer into hopelessness. Al-Kareem, the generous one, then becomes a refuge from his crushing might. Whoever recites Astaghfirullah, Ya Kareem, often will feel safe from Allah's punishment and hope for His forgiveness. It is believed that if one recites this name at night until one falls asleep, one will be appreciated, helped and served by people, and one's well-being will be enhanced. Those who recite Ya Kareem 270 times daily may be freed from their debts by some means or another. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.